What's the best series of all time? Nova on Amps. It's been on the air forever, and as a kid it's where I got a lot of my early science education. I never missed that show. I clicked on this post expecting to see a big name sitcom or drama being mentioned, but damn, you're right. Nova has been on basically all me life, and it's always me go to show for whenever I want to learn something interesting. I just love that public broadcasting got some love. Wholesome some My first ever comment to get an award on Reddit is because of me love for public broadcasting. I feel like a true shining star now. Thank you, fellow Redditors. Going to piggyback on this and add Scentline as a contender as well. Nove is awesome, and so are most of the shows on apps. This old house should be mandatory for homeowners and die people. Still though, when I hear series, I usually think of fictional shows like sitcom and such. Yaps is definitely top tier, if for no other reason that it actually teaches kids adults about the world around them. For no other definite this is the It taught my dad about science and decades later taught me. Sopranos, Breaking Bad, et no matter how good are not even meet to rise to that level. Most at is just melodrama. Frontline, Nova, Mr. Rogers alone are more important holistically than almost everything I've seen on the last 25 years. The original Whose Line Is It Anyway with Drew Carey will never stop being one of me top 3 or top 5 shows of all time. Edit. Sorry, meet the original American version of the show, since he totally forgot there was a British version. I was watching this the other day for the first time since I was a kid. I could not believe how good they were. I don't understand how they were able to be so creative and funny and actually make sense on a moment's notice. Clive Anderson might like to have a word about this. The episode with Robin Williams always has me in stitches. Love watching it. Our Planet. Narrated by David Attenborough. I don't know. Still think Planet Earth is better. Twilight Zone. By punched way above its weight. Definitely. Favorite episode would have to be the one with the aliens coming to Earth to serve man. Chills. A few years ago, Netflix suggested The Twilight Zone to me after I watched The X-Files for the first time and I was looking for something to scratch that same itch. The first episode completely blew me away. I could believe it was made 50 years before I'd watched it. My name is Talking Tina. And I don't think I like you. My name is Talking Tina. And I'm going to kill you. My name is Talking Tina. And you better be nice to him. My favorite episode was when a lady android was brought to a prisoner on an asteroid as a companion. He fell in love with her, and he treated her like a real person. He was so upset when he couldn't bring her back to Earth with him. So ahead of its time. My pick for sure. What other shows here will have a significant cultural impact 60 years after airing? The Twilight Zone paved the way for so many modern artists, shows, and movies. Love, Death, and Robots, Black Mirror, and other anthology shows all have the Twilight Zone in their DNA. Jordan Peele, involved in the newest incarnation of the Twilight Zone 2, was influenced by the show. Rod Serling was a visionary who never compromised the content of his show to bow to advertisers or cultural pressures. The show was ahead of its time and is still as poignant and entertaining today as when it came out. The Twilight Zone definitely wins for me. Even over 60 years later, it's still just as captivating and unnerving as ever, with some truly incredible episode premises and a style all its own. This probably the real answer. The level of influence is almost immeasurable, and the number of classic episodes and iconic moments are probably double or triple pretty much any other show. If anyone is interested in reading the source material from some of the best episodes, check out the short stories of Richard Matheson. He wrote Nightmare at 20, 0 Feet, Third from the Sun, The Invaders, Little Girl Lost, and several more. Many of my favorites never even became episodes. The ridiculous number of Twilight Zone individual episodes that were later converted to full movies kinda proves this is the only correct answer. Nothing comes even close. This is a great answer. So far ahead of its time. You can tell writers to write a Twilight Zone story without it being a Twilight Zone story, and they will know what you mean and deliver what you are looking for. That's transcendent. The episode where the lady is driving to the country or whatever and she keeps running into the same hitchhiker, and how creepy he is still sends shivers down me spine. Nothing in the Dark, Death's Head Revisited, The Obsolete Man, He Lives Night of the Meek, Will the Real Mr. Martian Stand Up? The Monsters Air Due on Maple Street, The Bunker, and so many more episodes. No way, this a vast wasteland. I would much rather read. Now where did it put me glasses? Channel 4's Peep Show is me favorite. I've rewatched it several times. It's very Moorish. 4 name Jeremy. 4. That's insane. Jeremy, there are many things I would do to help you. But digging a hole in the wintry earth with me bare hands so that you can bury the corpse of a dog you killed is not one of them. You're trying to trick the boiler. That Mitchell and Webb look was ridiculously good. I can't find it on anything in America, so we watched Peep Show instead. It's dope too. People like Coldplay and voted for the Nazis. You can't trust people. Oh, you would rape me, but you wouldn't make love to me. That is so Mark. Butter the toast. Eat the toast. Shit the toast. God, life's relentless. I'm just a normal functioning member of the human race, and there's no way anyone can prove otherwise. Mummy. Coffee. Fucky hurry uppy. Fuck you, Bush. I'm still not sure I want to know what went down at Superhands' New Year's Eve party. Superhands. Hands Jeremy a stolen candy while walking out of store. Here you go. Free snacks. Jeremy. Did you steal this? Superhands. You bet I did. They should pay me to eat this shit, Jeremy. Tasty. Superhands. The secret ingredient is crime. I like you, and if you can't handle it, you can. You know. Fuck off. Crunchy nut cornflakes are just Frosties for wonkers. Yeah, well, Frosties are just cornflakes for people who can't face reality. And then we go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like, I like you. No turkey. Jeremy, some children are here to have lunch with you. This is me pick. It's infinitely rewatchable and don't really have any duds. It was a joke, Mark. I was joking. It was a Christmas joke. Is that a normal poo, Mark? Johnson and Superhands are some of the best characters of all time. Not a day goes by that I don't quote a line from this show. So good. I wish more people would watch it. For anyone reading, just watch the first 2 episodes and you'll know quickly if it's your humor or not. Oh fuck, I just upvoted this. I can't believe you voted it. I can't take it back now. I'll have to just leave the bloody upvote. Oh Christ, why did I go and click that fucking upvote? It's so me. It's so me. I believe this is what Mark would say. Consultio or consultus. Only to be watched by men with ven. Not a single bad episode. I'm eating a fruit corner, Jeremy. You can't make a hungry man jump. Grow a pair and tear her a new one. So I'll have 4 balls and shall have 2 anus. Then I presume y'ad have me put me 2 sets of balls into her 2 angus. The bad thing. Chance would be a fine thing. I'll never forgive Orange if they've deleted the twins. That's me bit of ledger. Hitler promised not to invade Czechoslovakia. Jeremy, welcome to the real world. The trio of in-betweeners, fresh meat and peep show is what being British is about. Mindhunter. Had me hooked every episode. I really wish there is us 3. It's so not fair to leave such a devoted fan base in the shitter. The tone was addictive as fuck. Years ago you would have seen Game of Thrones far more frequently in this thread. Alas, the ball was dropped hard in its last couple seasons. Seasons 1. 4 were a dream come true for me. I've been obsessed with Westeros since 1997. This 19 Wishu. I will say it is the best show. God's legacy will forever be the botched ending. Honestly, incredibly sad given it was the series that made modern. The first 4 seasons are still some of the best we've ever watched. Not the best series of all time, but the first 3 seasons of Arrested Development are up there with the best 3 seasons of any of the shows mentioned here. My favorite character is Egg. I shout no touching every time me kids get too rowdy. I don't understand this answer, and I won't respond to it. Once saw Will Arnett as a magician on Sesame Street. Kept waiting for what I do are illusions, Big Bird, a trick is something, a whore for money. That show was so good and you can just watch it over and over. Mr. Anastart. Season 4 Wasery. Edited for Netflix, I think, but the original cut is absolute genius and chaotic and hilarious. It's still available on Netflix, but under trailers and more. Came here for Arrested Development. The final seasons are even starting to grow on me after multiple rewatches. It's 100 me comfort show. I don't care for season 4. I'm looking for something that says dad likes leather. You mean something that says leather daddy. Oh, there is such a tha. I can absolutely understand this not being everyone's top show, but it absolutely is me top show. True Detective Season 1. Most people cite the aerial of the chase through the projects as the highlight of the season, but to me it was the farm raid. Russ is telling the story in the present, but you are seeing what really happened, and then you're like who has lying about it. Username not checking out here. The Sopranos. You're not gonna believe this. He killed 16 Czechoslovakians. Go was an interior decorator. Rip Tony Sirico. This. Perfect mix of drama, comedy, character study, suspense, social commentary. Fuck man, it has everything. I'd choose it in a heartbeat if I could only watch one show for the rest of my life. Whatever happened to Gary Cooper? Just when I thought I was out, it pulls me back in. I'm going to start me first watch soon. I'm excited even after all this time I've had no spoilers. It's this. Without The Sopranos, there is no Mad Men, no Breaking Bad, no Succession. It's the most honest, nuanced, well-acted and incredibly scripted show ever made. During the last US presidential election, I decided, instead of watching the breathless coverage, to make meatball subs and watch The Sopranos. Best decision ever. I second this. I thought Breaking Bad was the best show till I watched The Sopranos. Holy crap, was I blown away. Nothing else compares now. The Sopranos is the best show ever made. Not only because it still stands up after all these years, but it literally redefined as a medium. We wouldn't have many of these shows listed in this thread without it paving the way for high production value, character development driven dramas. This has a criminally low number of votes.